everyone, welcome back to Believers IAS Academy. My name is Harsh and we have started this comprehensive revision program for Prelims 2021 which is going to happen on 10th of October. So now only 30 days or less than 30 days are remaining in your examination, and I hope you all are revising well, you are giving adequate mock test and all. So we have already released 4 videos. So if you have not seen those videos, I would recommend you to go and watch those videos. In today's session, in today's lecture, we will discuss the 12 questions which UPSC has asked in the previous year, UPSC 2020, all the science and technology questions. So there were total 12 questions which UPSC has asked in the previous year, 2020. So we already discussed the environment question, the 15th environment question from previous year 2020. So today we are going to discuss the science and technology questions. So 12 questions. So in today's session, I will give you some tips, tricks, some elimination techniques, some intelligent guessing techniques which you can use in your science and technology questions. So this is the first question. Consider the following activities: spraying pesticides on a crop field, inspecting the craters of active volcanoes, collecting breath samples from sprouting whales for DNA analysis. So at the present level of technology, which of the above activity can be successfully carried out by drones? So they are asking about drones at the present level of technology. See, this is the keyword. So when we discussed the environment question, I told you about all of the above type of questions. All of the above type of questions. So again, this question is from that category only. D is the answer. Now, even if you don't know about this, all these things you will not find in the newspapers or in the magazines. So here you have to apply common sense. Your common sense, and you should not overthink. So see, on a crop field, it is very obvious that drone can be used spraying pesticide. It can also lead to some pollution, air pollution and all. So drones can be used. Then inspecting the craters of activity of volcanoes. So again, it is a very dangerous activity. Volcanoes, a human cannot go and cannot inspect. So of course, drone can be used. Then collecting breath samples from sprouting whales. So it is very obvious that we human beings are not going to take the breath samples of whales. It is also very dangerous. So again, drone can be used. So here, don't overthink. Just apply your common sense and go with the D. Every year you will find 4 to 5 questions from science and technology where the answer is D. Basically, application-based question. We'll see in the next questions as well. So application-based question and all this is the common sense, a general question. So another thing, it doesn't matter if you are from science background or commerce background or humanities. UPSC is going to ask very general questions from your science, very general questions. UPSC has named this exam as General Studies GS Paper 1. So again, next question. With the present state of development, artificial intelligence can effectively do which of the following? So again, this is an application-based question. Even in the previous question we have seen, the answer is D. Even in this question, the answer is D. This is all of the above type of questions. So we will read: bring down electricity consumption in industry units. So of course it used AI. Create meaningful short stories and songs. Of course, disease diagnosis, again it is true. And text to speech conversion, AI can do. So we are currently at a position when the development is at its peak. So usually all these type of questions, be it Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, big data, cloud computing, if they are asking any application based question, so usually in 90% of the case the answer is D. So again, don't overthink, don't try to think that this disease diagnosis AI cannot do, don't get into this elimination syndrome. Just go with your common sense, and tick D. Even this year UPSC will ask 2 to 3 questions, or it can go up like 4 to 5 questions as well. So next question, consider the following statement. Generic changes can be introduced in the cells that produce eggs or sperms of a prospective parent. A person's genome can be edited before birth at the early embryonic stage. Human induced pluripotent stem cell can be injected into the embryo of a pig. So again, so it is a question from biotechnology. So in the previous year 2020, UPSC saw some 3 to 4 questions from biotechnology portion. Even in 2019-18, UPSC asked a question on CRISPR-Cas9. So even in this year, due to COVID-19 and due to all this sero survey, all the vaccine manufacturing and all, this biotechnology is a very important topic for this prelims as well. So again, this is all of the above type of question. Again, it is application based question. In question they are asking which of the statement about correct. So all the 3 things we can do with the current technology. So D is the answer. Someone might get confused here that embryo of a pig, but again we can do. So this is again D. So we have seen total 3 questions, and all the question the answer is D. Now this one, with reference to carbon nanotubes. So again this question is from nanotechnology. So we have seen one question for nanotechnology, one from biotechnology, one from IT, artificial intelligence, and the another one from drones. So all the 4 questions, they can be used as the carriers of drugs and antigens in the human body. It is a correct statement. They can be made into artificial blood capillaries for an injured part of human body. They can be used in biochemical sensors, and carbon nanotubes are biodegradable. Again, all the statements are correct. So here you can see the pattern that in all the application based question, nanotechnology, biotechnology, even drones, your IT, usually 90% of the case the answer is D. Even if you have not read certain things in newspapers, in any magazines, still you can derive the correct answer by applying common sense. So till now we have seen 4 questions, all the answer is D only. Next question, what is the importance of using Euronomical conjugative vaccines in India? So again a vaccine based question, we can say it is from biotechnology. So previous year they conducted an exam in October month, and we all were speculating that question will come from COVID-19 and all, but they did not ask a single question on COVID in 2020, but a vaccine based question. Statement number 1, the vaccine are effective against pneumonia as well as meningitis and sepsis. So it is a true statement. We often read all this news, the pneumonia vaccine and all the diseases vaccine. Second statement, dependence on antibiotics that are not effective against drug resistance bacteria can be reduced. Now the third statement, this vaccine have no side effects and cause no allergic reaction. So I hope you all have taken your vaccine dose, your first dose, second dose. So this is a very wrong statement. One can easily eliminate this statement. When we take vaccine, usually there are some side effects and allergic reaction. It is very usual thing, very common, everyone know. So you can easily eliminate statement number 3. So this cannot be your answer, this cannot be your answer, and B, 1 and 2 is your answer. So again, this question you can easily solve by applying elimination technique. So in the previous 4 questions we have seen very general question where the answer was D. Here you can easily solve by elimination by this technique. Now the next question, 6th question. With reference to solar water pumps, consider the following statement. Solar power can be used for running surface pumps and not for submersive pumps. Solar power can be used for running centrifugal pumps and cannot with piston. So again, if solar power can be used for the centrifugal pump, why it cannot be used with the piston? Again, I told you we are at the peak of the development and technological innovation. So this statement is wrong. It can be used with piston as well, solar power. And the statement 1 is also wrong. Solar power can be used for submersible pump as well. So again, you have to, here UPSC is playing some tricks. So you have to identify what kind of, where they are trying to get you into the trick. So again, both statements are incorrect. D is the answer. I would say it's a moderate question. Here you might get confused. Again, you can eliminate this one, but this was a very confusing statement. But still, the answer is D. So first 5 questions were very easy. This was a moderate question. The next question, with reference to visible light communication. So every year they ask one communication based question, be it 5G, 4G, Li-Fi. Previous year they asked a question on visible light communication. So if you have gone through the newspapers and all the important, whatever source you are referring, magazine, you know Li-Fi technology. In Li-Fi, this technology is being used, visible light communication technology. So which of the following statements are correct? So VLC used electromagnetic spectrum wavelength 375 to 370 nanometer. Now VLC is known as a long range optical wireless communication. So here you can see these both are a contradictory statement. So here they are saying the wavelength is nanometer, and here they are saying the long range optical wireless. So this both together cannot be correct. So either this is incorrect or this is incorrect. But if you read about Li-Fi, it was in news since last 2 years. Even in the previous year, it was constantly news, Li-Fi technology. Then you know that in Li-Fi, it is a short range communication. So again, this statement is incorrect. So if you have knowledge about Li-Fi and this technology, if you know that it is for short range, you can easily eliminate statement number 2. So again, C is your answer. So just by eliminating one statement, you can derive to the correct answer. Now third, VLC can transmit large amount of data transfer than Bluetooth. Again, it is a very true statement. And VLC has no electromagnetic interference again. So here you just have to identify this wrong statement, and by applying this elimination technique, you can easily derive to the right answer, which is C. So you see, we have seen 6 questions. All the questions were quite, you can easily attempt all the questions if you read. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the general difference between plant and animal cells? So after a long time, UPSC has asked a proper biology based question. So we can say it is from the static part, not the current part. All the previous questions which we have seen from the current affairs part, but it is a static biology portion. So after a long time, UPSC has asked a proper biology based question. So plant cells have cellulose cell walls, while animal cells do not. So even if you are not from biology background, this question can be difficult for you. I would say it's a moderate to difficult question, because usually we know that plant cells do not have plasma membrane unlike animal cells. So this is a wrong statement. Animal cells also have this plasma membrane. So even if you are not from biology background, it is a very basic thing, very basic, very general thing. Usually we all know. So this is an incorrect statement. So here we only have to identify this. So C is your answer. Mature plant cell has one large volume, while the animal cell has many small volume. Okay, it's true statement. So again, if you are not from biology background, if you have not read the NCERTs, of biology of those 4 chapters. This can be a difficult question for you, but again you can easily attempt if you read those things. Now 7 questions. All the questions were statement based. Now we'll see the 4 questions which are not statement based, a direct question. In the context of recent advances in human reproductive technology, pro-nuclear transfer is used for. So this was in news in 2016 and 17. So 3BB, it was in news. So again, UPSC has asked this question in 2020. All these things were in news since 2016 and 2017. But here you can see the UPSC may also ask like since last 2 to 3 years. But this was in news. The Hindu has covered about this part, pro-nuclear transfer. 3-parent baby. And also many magazines, many institutes have covered this part as well. So if you know about 3-parent baby technology, the pro-nuclear transfer is prevention of mitochondrial diseases in offspring. So again, if you are someone who are following the news, then you can easily make this statement, make this question correct. So D is the correct answer, provided you must be knowing all these things. I would say it's a moderate to difficult question. In India, the term public key infrastructure is used in the context of, so many people found this question very difficult last year, but I would say it's a moderate question. If you know public key, so in encryption, all this public key and private key is used in encryption, decryption. So it is an IT concept. So if you observe this part, public key, then you can easily identify its digital security infrastructure. But again, with public key, you might get confused with healthcare and education, telecommunication. So it was a moderate to difficult question. This was covered in newspapers last year. Even different magazines has covered this topic. So it was a moderate to difficult question. Public key infrastructure, digital security infrastructure. So even in Digital India, they have mentioned about this term. So if you are someone who's following the newspaper, you can easily derive to the correct answer. Now the next question, the experiment will employ a Trios spacecraft flying in formation in the shape of an equilateral triangle that has sides 1 million kilometers long with lasers shining between craft. The experiment is question. So this is a description based question. Your UPSC is giving you a description about one project and you have to guess which project they are talking about. So this was a moderate to difficult question. Again, pay attention, will. So your UPSC is asking about a project which is going to happen in future. So if you know this New Horizon project, which is often in news, it's already done by NASA. Voyager 2, it is already done. So this cannot be your answer. See, pay attention, will. You have to be extremely vigilant when you are in the examination hall. Pay attention to this minute details. Even Evolve Lisa and Lisa Pathfinder. So you can easily eliminate these two statements. Now you are confused between C and D. So this Lisa Pathfinder is a NASA project. Already they have its release in the space. Already they have implemented this project. So if you are following news and all these things, you must know that this project is already done. So answer is the Evolve Lisa. So this is the NASA is planning to deploy this project into space. So Evolve Lisa is the correct answer. So here this is the key. Even if you don't know, even if your knowledge about this two, New Horizon and Voyager, it's often in news, you can derive to the correct answer. So again, this was a moderate to difficult question, but you can easily attempt if you have read the newspapers and whatever source you are following. Then it's a very easy question. Again, with reference to blockchain technology. So recently, El Salvador became the first country to make this Bitcoin legal tender. So see, this nanotechnology, biotechnology, IT, blockchain technology, all this UPSC is asking question from here. You will find one question from IT and communication, one from biotechnology, even 2-3 questions, one from nano, one from blockchain. So in this year they can ask question from this categories. So statement number 1, it is public ledger and everyone can inspect, but which no single user controls. So again, it's a very known fact about blockchain. It's a correct statement. The structure and design of blockchain is such that all the data in it are about cryptocurrency only. So again, when I discuss those environment questions, all the 15 questions, I told you about the extreme statement. Only, all. So 90% of the cases, there are 90% of chances all the statements are incorrect. This blockchain technology can be used for multiple things, in automobiles, in nuclear plants. It's not only used in cryptocurrency. So this is a wrong statement. So A and D. D, applications that depend on basic feature of blockchain can be developed without anybody's permission. So it's a peer-to-peer, you all know peer-to-peer. You do not need any central agency to monitor this. That's why RBI is very reluctant to adopt blockchain as the legal tender in India. So again, a very true statement. So 1 and 3 is the answer. So we have covered all the 12 questions. All the 12 questions. First 5 to 6 questions, we have seen the answer was D, all of the above. So here you can observe pattern that in science and tech, they are asking questions where the answer is D, all the application based question. In 3 questions, if you eliminate one statement, you can easily derive the correct statement. And 3 questions were kind of a difficult or moderate question, which if you have not read that part, you cannot answer. Rest out of 12, a well-read person can easily make 10 correct. So this is the cost-benefit ratio of science and technology. If you make 10 questions correct in science and tech, you have an edge over your competitors in the examination hall. So again, it's a very important subject for your prelims, science and tech. So this is the end of the session. So we are coming up with more lectures about environment, about science and technology and economics. So in the next week, we will try to upload 4 to 5 lectures in which we will cover all the important news which were there since last 2 years for your prelims. So I hope you are preparing well, you are giving tests and all. So we, Believers IAS, we are located in Bangalore, in BTM layout. So we are available in all this social media. You can join us on Telegram, where we are uploading all the important current affairs, all the important editorials, quiz. We are also in Instagram and Facebook. You can follow us there and do subscribe our YouTube channel, like the video, share this video with all your friends who are preparing this year, because again, this is going to be the most important series for all the aspirants who are preparing for 2021. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next session.